Hey, what's up? It's Felipe Caldas. If you want to strengthen your core and develop a solid foundation in bodyweight exercise, the L-sit is a very good option. In this video, I will show you all the progression exercises, including the L-sit lifts on box that I know you were searching for. Also, stick with me till the end of the video because I'm going to show you 2 L-sit variations that will absolutely, I'm not kidding, destroy your abs. All right, let's go. Before we start with the L-sit exercises, first, we need to make sure that we have enough basic strength to get to the L-sit progression exercises. So you want to be able to do at least 15 to 20 consecutive push-ups. You want to be able to hold the plank for at least 30 seconds. You want to be able to hold the side plank for at least 30 seconds on each side. And you want to be able to do at least 10 dips. Okay, so now that we got that out of the way, let's move on to the first L-sit exercise. The first progression exercise is the tucked L-sit hold in an elevated position. Place your hand on the edge of the box, depress your shoulders, don't let your shoulders touch your ears, and then press and keep your arms straight. Try to bring your feet off the ground and elevate your knees if you can. Also, make sure to keep your scapula depressed and keep your arms always straight. And then try to hold this for 30 seconds. If you can't hold this for 30 seconds, then you're ready to move to the second exercise. The next progression exercise is the one leg L-sit in an elevated position. During this exercise, we use 2 different training methods, the dynamic and the isometric training method. The L-sit is an isometric static exercise, which means that you're going to hold the position for a specific amount of time. First, we will start with the dynamic training method. Go in the tucked L-sit position, just like the previous exercise. Raise one leg out and in, and out and in, and you keep repeating that. Try to do 10 repetitions in total. If you're able to do 10 repetitions, then you can move on to the next exercise, which is a combination of the dynamic and isometric training method. Do the dynamic exercise that we mentioned previously, but hold each leg for 5 seconds. So basically get your left leg out and then you hold there for 5 seconds. Bring it in, get your right leg out, hold for 5 seconds, bring it in. And you keep doing that. Try to do 3 sets of 4 repetitions. If you can complete all 3 sets with 4 repetitions doing the isometric and static all together, then you're ready to the next exercise. In this next progression exercise, we are going to do the full L-sit in an elevated position. This exercise is the same as exercise number 2. The only difference is that you stretch out both legs instead of one leg at a time. First, you start again with the same idea. You start with the dynamic training method. Try to do 3 or 4 sets of each, 5 to 10 repetitions. After the dynamic training method, you do the combination of the dynamic and isometric training method again. The goal is to do 3 or 4 sets of each, 4 to 6 repetitions. Hold both legs straight for 5 seconds, and once you have mastered the full L-sit holding in an elevated position, it is time for the next exercise. Cool, the next exercise is the L-sit lift on box. In this progression exercise, we are trying to train our body to get used to compressing. So we will start by pushing our hands in and getting our hips away from the box, making sure that we have straight arms and we will feel good core activation. And secondly, we also get our feet out. The higher we bring the legs up, the more activation you will get in your hip flexors, which is something that is important to focus as well generally in bodyweight training. So let's try to do 3 sets of 8 reps. Cool, how are you finding the exercise so far? If this is giving you any value, please guys, give this video a like. I would appreciate it so much. This really will help my tiny channel grow. Okay, cool, let's move on to the next exercise. The next progression exercise, we focus on the full L-sit hold in an elevated position. We definitely advise beginners to use parallettes because placing your hands flat on the boxes is a lot heavier than using parallettes. With parallettes, it is easy to press and keep a straight arm position in a depressed scapula. Especially with a full L-sit, we would highly recommend the use of parallettes. You can also try to do this exercise on dip bars. Try to do 3 or 4 sets of the full L-sit hold in an elevated position for around 10 to 30 seconds. Also, if you're finding this exercise very hard and struggling to hold more than 10 seconds, one good exercise that will help you is the L-sit Escapula Push-up. So with that exercise, try to do 3 sets of 10 Escapula push-ups with every L-sit training Next and final exercise is the full L-sit on the floor. Performing this exercise with pair legs on the floor is way more difficult than doing the L-sit hold in an elevated position because you have less space to move and you are closer to the floor. And that's why you need more core compression strength to keep your legs from the floor. See the reason why we did the exercise 4 L-sit lift on the box? That exercise really focuses on core compression, which then of course translates into doing an L-sit on the floor. It may be very difficult to perform this exercise directly after the elevated exercises. For this reason, we recommend repeating the exact same training method used in exercise 1 to 3, but now on the floor instead of an elevated position. Start with a tucked variation. You press your scapula and bring your knees to your chest. Then if you're able to hold this for between 10 to 20 seconds, you can move on to the next exercise, which is try to do 10 repetitions of the dynamic one leg variation. Combine the dynamic leg variation with the isometric hold exercise. Hold each leg for 5 seconds. Then when you're mastering the leg variation, you're able to move on to the full L-sit hold. Bring your hands to your waistline, lean a little bit backward, depress your scapula, and try to keep your legs completely straight. If you're able to hold this position for at least 3 seconds, congratulations, you unlocked a new calisthenics skills. Ready to have a look at these 2 crazy core exercises using the L-sit? Alright, check it out. First exercise is the L-sit flutter kicks. Get to the L-sit position, hinge your hips and keep your legs completely straight. And you will kick your legs as if you were doing backstrokes. This is a very difficult exercise because on the floor you can only have a small range of motion. Try to do this 10 to 20 reps. The second exercise is the L-sit wipers. Get to the L-sit position, hinge your hips and keep your legs completely straight. You will move both of your legs side to side, left and right. Do this for 10 to 20 reps. One left and one right is 1 set. This will get you some really awesome oblique activation. Okay, is your core burning? Write Donald Trump on the comments below, just for fun, okay? I hope you liked this video, and if you did, please mate, smash the like button. Another very important strength exercise is the pike push-up. You will build a lot of shoulder and tricep strength that is required for many calisthenics skills. I have a video that goes more in detail on the pike push-up, so if you're interested in that, click on the video on screen right now. And with that said, have a great day, and I hope you achieve your fitness goals.